Have you ever woken up one morning and suddenly felt a strange heaviness in your own body? Your steps became harder, your arms felt like lead, and even lifting a cup of coffee required significant effort. That feeling, that crushing fatigue, that weakness that seemed reserved only for the very elderly, is now creeping into the lives of millions, even those in their 40s and 50s, and many don't even realize it. We often think that it's old age knocking, an inevitable part of life that everyone must accept. But I'm here to tell you that's not entirely true. While it's true our bodies change over time, there's a silent enemy slowly eroding your strength and independence, and it's called sarcopenia. Sounds unfamiliar, doesn't it? But sarcopenia, or muscle loss, is a medical condition officially recognized by the World Health Organization (WHO). It's not just losing muscle mass, but a severe decline in muscle mass and strength over time. Did you know that in the US, over 30% of adults over 60 already show signs of sarcopenia? This figure is truly alarming, because many of them don't even realize they have a problem until it's too late. Imagine this. Our muscles are like the foundation of a house. When the foundation is strong, the house stands firm against all challenges. But if the foundation gradually erodes, the house will wobble and easily collapse. Sarcopenia is that silent erosion. It doesn't cause immediate pain. There are no obvious signs until you start feeling weak, prone to falls, or simply unable to carry heavy groceries home by yourself. This isn't just about how much weight you can lift at the gym. This is about whether you can drive yourself, walk in the park by yourself, hold your grandchild, or simply dress yourself without needing help. It's about the independence, the freedom we all cherish. And what's even more surprising is that seemingly harmless habits, actions you repeat every day without a second thought, are precisely the culprits accelerating the process of sarcopenia. In this video, I will explore with you the 10 worst habits that are silently destroying your muscles, starting from habit number 10 all the way to the number 1 culprit, a habit you might even think is good for you. Ask yourself, how many of these habits are you doing every day? Join me as we uncover them, because understanding these habits is the first step to regaining your strength and protecting your future independence. So, what's the first habit we need to examine? Let's start with destroyer number 10, a sedentary lifestyle, the muscle's nightmare. Now, let's dive into the first habit on this list of silent muscle destroyers. And that habit, number 10, is sitting for too long without moving. Sounds simple, right? In fact, for many of us, especially those with office jobs, sitting for hours on end in front of a computer screen has become an indispensable part of daily life. We sit to work, we sit to eat lunch, we sit to drive, and then we go home and sit to watch TV or scroll on our phones. It feels like it's completely normal, even necessary. But did you know our bodies were made to move, not to stay still for too long? When you sit idle for hours, your muscles, especially in your legs and lower back, receive a very clear signal from your brain. Oh, looks like I'm not needed anymore. Think of your muscles as diligent workers in your body. If you don't give them tasks, they'll gradually retire early and lose mass. When sitting for extended periods, blood flow to the large muscles in your legs and glutes significantly decreases. This not only reduces the ability to deliver essential oxygen and nutrients to the muscles, but also slows down muscle protein synthesis, that is, the process of building and repairing your muscles. Over time, this leads to a phenomenon called disuse atrophy. Muscles weaken and shrink, even if you don't feel immediate pain. A very common mistake many people make is, I work out regularly, so sitting all day must be fine. But research has shown that even if you exercise frequently, for example, you work out for an hour each day after 8 hours of sitting, the negative effects of prolonged sitting are not completely eliminated. Constant sitting for many hours still sends the wrong signals to your body, causing your muscles to gradually fall asleep and weaken. So what's the small lesson here? Don't let the comfort of your chair become your muscles' enemy. Even the smallest actions can make a big difference. Instead of waiting until the end of the day to exercise, find ways to integrate movement into short periods throughout your day. For example, if you work at a desk, set a timer for every 30 or 40 minutes. When the alarm rings, simply stand up, walk a few steps around the room, stretch, or even go get a glass of water. A few gentle stretches are enough to wake up your muscles and remind them that they are still needed. These are simple but extremely effective micro brakes to keep blood flowing, muscles activated, and most importantly, to protect your stability and reduce the risk of falls as you get older. And did you know, this sedentary habit becomes even more dangerous when combined with another factor we often overlook: the quality of your sleep. Because no matter how much you move, if your body doesn't recover properly during rest, your muscles still won't be able to develop optimally. That's why our destroyer number 9 is poor sleep or less than 6 hours per night. In the previous section, we talked about the importance of movement, even small movements. But did you know a crucial job for your muscles actually happens when you don't move at all? That's when you fall into a deep sleep. And that's also why sleep deprivation, especially getting less than 6 hours of sleep per night, is the next silent muscle destroyer on our list. We often think that muscles are built in the gym or when we do strenuous work. That's partly true, but the actual building and repairing processes happen most strongly when your body is deeply resting. Sleep doesn't just help us recharge for the new day. It's also the body's most effective repair shop. When you sleep, especially during deep sleep, non-REM sleep, your body releases an incredibly important hormone, growth hormone GH. This hormone acts like the main architect, responsible for repairing damaged tissues, synthesizing muscle protein, and promoting muscle growth. Amazing, right? But if you constantly cut short your sleep, if you only get 5 to 6 hours of sleep each night, you're severely reducing the amount of growth hormone your body needs. This means that no matter how much protein you eat or how hard you train, your muscles simply won't be able to recover and develop optimally. It's like trying to build a skyscraper without the blueprints and essential building materials. Not only that, but sleep deprivation also causes a cascade of other negative effects on your muscles. It increases the stress hormone cortisol, which is a catabolic hormone, meaning it promotes the breakdown of muscle. At the same time, lack of sleep can also lower testosterone levels in men and affect hormone balance in women, hormones that are crucial for maintaining muscle mass. Finally, chronic fatigue due to sleep deprivation will also reduce your motivation to exercise, creating a vicious cycle of muscle destruction. Another common mistake is thinking, I can catch up on sleep on the weekend. You might feel a bit more alert, but the body can't fully compensate for the hormonal losses and disrupted muscle repair processes from a week of sleep deprivation. Chronic sleep deprivation is a very clever thief. It slowly, quietly steals your strength. So the small lesson here is, treat sleep as an indispensable part of your muscle training and recovery process. Just like you can't skip meals or workouts, don't skip quality sleep. The good news is that improving your sleep can bring significant benefits to your muscles over time. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. You can start by building a relaxing bedtime ritual. Turn off electronic devices at least an hour before bed, dim the lights in the room, read a book, listen to soft music, or take a warm bath. Make your bedroom as quiet, cool, and dark as possible. Don't underestimate the power of a good night's sleep. It's the best muscle recovery medicine you can get. Sleep is the foundation, but for muscles to truly grow and be strong, we need the right materials. And that's why the next destroyer is directly related to what you put into your body every day. It's the habit of not getting enough high-quality protein. In previous sections, we've talked about the importance of exercise and sleep for maintaining muscle. But imagine trying to build a sturdy house. You have the blueprints, you have the builders, that's the exercise process. But if you lack the essential bricks, can the house be completed? Certainly not. And that's precisely the role of protein for your muscles. Protein is the bricks that build muscle. It's made up of chains of amino acids, the basic building blocks that our bodies cannot produce themselves or produce in insufficient amounts. When you eat protein, your body breaks it down into amino acids and uses them to repair minor damage to muscle fibers after you exercise or to build new muscle mass. And here's a fact many older adults often overlook. As we age, our body's protein needs don't decrease, they actually increase. This is due to a phenomenon called anabolic resistance in older adults. Simply put, older bodies become less sensitive to the muscle-building signals from protein. Therefore, we need a higher amount of protein to effectively stimulate muscle protein synthesis (MPS), maintain, and develop muscle. A very common mistake is that we often eat too little protein, especially at breakfast. Look at a traditional American breakfast. A cup of coffee, a slice of toast with butter or jam, or a bowl of sugary cereal. This meal might be quick and convenient, but it's severely lacking in high-quality protein. It's like trying to build a house with only sand, no bricks. What are the consequences? Your muscles won't have enough material to repair and grow after a long night. According to recommendations from nutrition experts and studies published in reputable journals like the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, adults over 60 should consume about 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. That means if you weigh around 65 kilograms, which is about 143 pounds, you need at least 78 grams of protein each day. But the sad truth is, most of us are eating far less than that. And it's not just about the total amount of protein, but also the quality and how you distribute protein. The most effective protein sources are often from animals, such as eggs, salmon, chicken breast, or Greek yogurt. These sources provide all the essential amino acids your body needs. But don't worry if you're vegetarian. Plant-based options like lentils, chickpeas, quinoa, nuts, and seeds are also great, as long as you know how to combine them to create a complete amino acid profile. So the small lesson here is, make protein the star of every one of your meals. Don't just rely on carbs or fats. Make sure each main meal, especially breakfast, has a decent portion of protein. For example, instead of just coffee and toast, try adding a couple of eggs, a bowl of Greek yogurt with some nuts, or even a small piece of salmon. Distributing protein evenly throughout the day will help optimize muscle synthesis. This is a small change that brings huge benefits in protecting the foundation of your strength. Once muscles start to weaken, sometimes we'll feel aches and pains. And what's many people's first reaction? That's right, we'll reach for pain relievers. But did you know that abusing anti-inflammatory and pain relief medications is actually the next silent muscle destroyer we need to be wary of? Let's find out in the next section. We just talked about the importance of protein, the bricks that build muscle. But sometimes, on the path to rebuilding that strength, we inadvertently tear down what we are trying to create. And the next destroyer on this list might surprise many, because it often appears as a solution to pain. That is the habit of abusing common anti-inflammatory and pain relief medications. Imagine you've just had a tough workout, or simply feel a bit sore after a long day at work. What's a very natural reaction for many people? That's right, we'll reach for an ibuprofen, naproxen, or some other common pain reliever. We believe we are helping our body overcome the pain and recover faster. But the truth is, abusing these medications can silently do the opposite. You see, when your muscles experience minor damage after exercise or activity, your body initiates a natural process called inflammation. Don't be afraid of the word inflammation just yet. In this case, inflammation is a necessary response. It's like your body sending a repair-needed signal and dispatching special cells to clean up, regenerate muscle tissue, and help your muscles become stronger. This is a crucial part of your muscles' adaptation and growth process. But when you use non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs in SAIDs excessively and frequently, you are interfering with this natural process. You are blocking the important signals your body needs to repair and regenerate muscle. It's like hiring a construction crew to fix your house, but then cutting off all their electricity and water, making it impossible for them to work. According to some studies, long-term SAID use can reduce muscle protein synthesis and hinder muscle growth, especially in older adults. A real-world example we often see, an athlete who regularly uses ibuprofen after training, thinking they're treating the pain, but in reality, they might be unknowingly slowing down their muscles' recovery and adaptation process. Or an older person with chronic pain who takes pain relievers daily as a habit. They feel temporary relief, but in the long run, their body might suffer liver, kidney, and stomach problems from the medication, and more importantly, their muscles are still not regenerating properly. So the small lesson here is, don't treat pain relievers as the first and only solution for every ache and pain. Listen to your body and consider other options before rushing to medication. Instead of abusing medication, think about natural recovery methods and supporting your body. For example, applying heat or cold to sore muscles, performing gentle stretches, massage, or using natural anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric, ginger, or omega-3 rich fish oils. Of course, if the pain is severe or prolonged, you still need to consult a doctor. But remember, our goal is to help our body heal and grow, not to turn off the important signals it's trying to send us. From the medications we ingest, let's now move on to another factor that also enters our bodies every day, but is a far more dangerous destroyer. That is the types of food we consume. Did you know that there are seemingly harmless foods that are silently destroying your muscles every day? Let's find out in the next section. Destroyer number 6, junk diet, the number one enemy of muscle cells. We've discussed the importance of providing good building materials for our muscles through protein and avoiding harmful materials from our diet. But what if the bricks you choose are of poor quality, or even contain harmful substances? That's the story of a junk diet, foods that are silently destroying your muscles from within. You know, many of us think that as long as we don't eat too much, it's fine, or that simply losing weight will solve everything. But the truth is, the quality of what you eat can be even more important than the quantity. Junk foods not only lack nutrients, but they also actively cause negative reactions in the body, directly attacking your muscle health. Let's look at the main enemies on our plates and see what they're doing to your muscles. Refined sugars and refined carbs, white bread, pasta, pastries, sugary drinks, sugary breakfast cereals. These are the kings of causing sharp blood sugar spikes. This not only leads to insulin resistance over time, making it harder for your body to use sugar for energy and store fat, but also triggers chronic inflammation throughout the body. Chronic inflammation is like a smoldering fire that constantly destroys healthy cells, including your muscle cells. Ultra-processed foods and trans fats, fast food, potato chips, packaged cookies, snacks. These are full of trans fats and industrially processed vegetable oils. These substances are not only leading culprits of inflammation, but can also alter cell structure, directly affecting muscle cell membranes. Think of a construction worker who is sick and weak. How can they work effectively? Processed meats, sausages, bacon, cured meats. These foods often contain high levels of sodium, nitrates, and saturated fats. They not only contribute to inflammation, but can also increase the risk of metabolic diseases, indirectly affecting your muscles' ability to use energy and recover. Excessive alcohol. Although not a typical junk food, excessive alcohol consumption can hinder muscle protein synthesis, cause dehydration, and impair the absorption of important vitamins and minerals crucial for muscles. Another common mistake is that we often only think of dieting to lose weight, but that's not the case. What you eat doesn't just affect your weight. It directly impacts the quality of your muscles and bones. Some people may not look obese, but inside their bodies, they have a lot of hidden fat in their muscles, leading to a condition we call myosteatosis, making muscles weaker and less efficient. So the small lesson here is, you are what you eat. This saying is especially true for your muscles. Turn your kitchen into a factory that produces strength, not a dump that detoxifies your body. Instead of focusing on what you shouldn't eat, shift your attention to what you should eat to build a healthy body. Fill your fridge and pantry with whole, fresh foods, a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables, whole grains like oats, brown rice, quinoa, high-quality lean protein, and healthy fats like avocado, nuts, olive oil. These are the premium materials that help your muscles grow strong and fight the aging process. Once you have good ingredients, you need to use them effectively. And that's where strength training comes into play. But did you know, many people are overlooking this important destroyer, not consistently doing strength training, and that's causing their muscles to weaken faster than ever. Let's find out in the next section. We've journeyed together to uncover the silent destroyers of muscle, from prolonged sitting, lack of sleep, poor eating habits, to medication abuse and chronic stress. Now, it's time to confront the most dangerous enemy, the number one destroyer, a habit that you probably engage in every day without realizing it's robbing you of your strength and independence. And that number one destroyer is the habit of prolonged sitting right after eating and a general lack of intentional movement. Sounds simple, doesn't it? We often finish eating and immediately sit down to rest, work, or relax. But this is one of the most detrimental habits for your muscles. Why? When you eat, your body focuses its energy on digestion. If you remain sedentary right after, blood flow will concentrate on the digestive system and less will be distributed to your muscles. This slows down the process by which muscles use the nutrients you've just consumed for repair and building. Instead, Excess energy can easily be converted into stored fat, even fat deposited within your muscles myostetosis, making your muscles weaker even if you don't appear obese. The combination of prolonged sitting after eating and a general lack of movement throughout the day creates an extremely dangerous vicious cycle. You consume energy, but you don't give your muscles the opportunity to use it effectively. Gradually, your muscles will lose their ability to absorb and metabolize nutrients, becoming weaker and less responsive. Think of a typical American family, a hearty dinner with delicious food, and then everyone settles onto the couch, turns on the TV, and relaxes. A truly cozy scene, right? But that's when their muscles are crying for help. Compare that to families in other cultures, where people often have the habit of taking a light walk after a meal. That simple act makes a huge difference in activating blood circulation, aiding digestion, and most importantly, reminding their muscles that they are still active. So what's the biggest lesson to take away from everything we've discussed? It's this: your future strength and independence lie in the small choices you make today. Fighting sarcopenia is not an impossible task, but a combination of simple yet powerful habits. Remember the 3 golden pillars to build and maintain muscle strength, ensuring an independent future for yourself. Optimize nutrition, fuel your body smartly. Turn your meals into fuel for your muscles. Prioritize high-quality protein in every meal, especially breakfast. Limit sugar, processed foods, and unhealthy fats. And don't forget to drink enough water. It's the lubricant and transport agent for your entire system. Smart and consistent movement. Move intentionally and consistently. Don't be afraid of strength training. Just 2 to 3 sessions per week with simple exercises are enough to make a significant difference. And remember, stand up and move around after every hour of sitting, especially after meals. Make movement a natural part of your day, not just a chore. Effective recovery. Prioritize recovery and well-being. Muscles are built when you rest. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. And finally, learn to manage stress. Meditation, yoga, or simply taking time for yourself, your mental health directly impacts your physical strength. Sarcopenia is not a death sentence, and you don't have to accept losing strength as you age. You have control over your life, and you can start taking action today. Every small decision you make about what you eat, how much you sleep, how you move, and how you cope with stress are crucial steps on the path towards a stronger, more independent future. I believe you can absolutely do it. Muscle health isn't just about how much weight you can lift. It's about how fully you can live your life. Start by changing just one small habit you've learned from this video. Which habit will you choose to change first? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on other valuable content about health and healthy living. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next videos.